Hello everybody, and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am somebody who struggled with really bad depression for a really long time, and there were periods of time when I wouldn't be able to get out of bed for weeks, and I would self-harm or try to numb myself with alcohol or prescription drugs or food. And I was like that for years, for a really long time. And recently I was doing a talk with Downstream Coaching, which is my friend's spiritual life coaching business. And we were kind of hosting a circle where people could talk about their struggles and ask different questions and such. And hearing the people that were really struggling with depression, that were in the place that I used to be, in that moment I was able to see how much I've actually healed. And it's kind of like one of those things that when you're in it, you don't even really realize how different you are than you used to be. But hearing all these people talk about everything they were going through and how I used to be in their places, and then seeing where I am now and being able to help them and talk to them about it, just made me realize how good my mental health is now and have so much gratitude for that. But then also feel really motivated to want to share the exact tactics that I use to be able to get to the place that I am now. So in this video, I'm just going to go through the different steps and tactics and exercises that I used and still use on a daily basis to get myself to the place that I am now mentally. And I know that it can feel like a lot, and it can feel really hard and really like nothing will ever get better. But I am here to show you that it can, to be the living proof that things can get better and that you can get through it. And I know that sometimes it can feel like a lot. It sometimes still feels like a lot, like I have to do more than the average person on a daily basis just to keep my mental health baseline, but it really is worth it. Just even over this past Christmas break, I think I was the best I have ever been mentally with my family, and being able to show up every day as my full self with my family and laugh with them and share these moments with them and not be riddled with depression in the back of my mind was just, that makes everything worth it. I actually created a 2-week mental health reset course and workbook during COVID. And so the workbook part is what I'm going to be going through right now and talking about the different exercises that are there. So I'll put the link for that in the description box if that's something that you want to get. Then you can follow along with this video with it, and it has spaces for you to write out different things and actually use it as a workbook. I made it so that it's like you're doing one section every single day, and by the end of the 2 weeks, after doing one exercise a day, hopefully it will have you in a better mental state and have the tools and strategies to be able to help yourself. So the first thing is just acceptance. Instead of trying to run away from your feelings or avoid them or not feel them, just turn inwards, tune into your body, and say, how do I actually feel today? And where do you feel it in your body? Finding that emotion in your body is a really important part of it, because I find in depression, sometimes we can become disconnected from our bodies. And so you really want to bring that connection back. So it could be something like, I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling sluggish, whatever that feeling is, whatever that emotion is, and then where you're feeling it. So I'm feeling sad and I'm feeling it as a heaviness in my chest, or I'm feeling anxiety and I'm feeling it as a knot in my stomach. And just writing out or saying out how it is you're feeling. And remember that you don't need a reason or a justification for these feelings. You don't need to try and intellectualize it. Any way that you're feeling right now is valid. And the second step is releasing judgment for these feelings. You don't need to add any more weight to however you're feeling right now by adding judgment on top of it. So after you've identified how you're feeling, you can say or write out, I release all judgment of myself for feeling blank, and then put in how you're feeling there. And you can repeat that for every emotion or feeling that comes up for you. And then after you've written out how you're feeling and released judgment for that, you want to put back in the good affirmations as well. So just write out some I am affirmations, or speak out some I am affirmations. Looking at yourself in the mirror and saying them is a really powerful thing as well. But just saying simple things like, I am enough, I am worthy, I am amazing, just whatever comes up for you, trust your intuition, trust what's coming up for you, and whatever makes you feel good. And if you're at the place where saying that just feels really fake, you really can't believe that you are good enough or you are worthy, then write out, I am choosing to believe in front of it. I am choosing to believe that I am good enough. I am choosing to believe that I am worthy. And that can help just switch those wires in your brain and help you actually come to a place of being able to believe it if you can't yet. Step 3 is staying present. This is something that I still do every day, is I write out a list of all the tasks that I want to or need to accomplish that day, no matter how big or how small that task is. It could be things like take a shower, make your bed, eat breakfast, make a gratitude list, meditate, any work that you have to do. And then as you go throughout your day, you can check everything off as you do it. And after you've checked one thing off, just go to the next thing on your list. Breaking your day down into these little bite-sized pieces can help make it a lot less overwhelming, which I find when you're already feeling depressed and heavy, having so many things you have to do just feels like too much. So just look at your list and focus on the next thing on your list. You don't need to think about anything else right now. Just focus on that one thing. And then when you've checked it off, then you can just focus on the next thing. So the next step that I do and that I did to help me overcome my depression is probably one of the most important ones, but also one of the hardest. And that is letting yourself feel. A lot of the times we just want to push those emotions away and not have to feel them because they feel like too much. But it's feeling them that actually helps us heal it and move the emotion through our body, or else it's just getting stuck in our body. And then they're just all kind of piling on top of each other, and it's just adding to the heaviness that we already feel. So a good way to help with this that I have in the workbook is on one side of a piece of paper, you can write the emotion that you're feeling, anything that's coming up for you throughout the day or that you know is something that commonly comes up for you. And then on the right side of the paper, across from it, you can write a way that you can help release that emotion. For example, if you're feeling loneliness, you could hug yourself and journal it out. If you're feeling angry, you could write, get up and shake or dance it out. Any ways that you can help yourself healthily feel and release that emotion. So step 5 is self-care, which is the other biggest thing that has helped me overcome my depression. And self-care is the things that we do that bring us joy. It's the things that we may not want to do in the moment, but we force ourselves to do because we know it's going to help us in the long run. And it's the little things that we do on a daily basis. Those tiny little habits that over time accumulate and really do make a difference on our mental health. And these things could fall into different categories, like different self-care you do for moving your body, like different exercises, maybe like weightlifting some days, running some days, Pilates some days. Or there's creative versions of self-care, whether that's drawing, making art, writing, singing, whatever that is for you. So I want you to make a list of all of the different things that you can do for self-care. And then also choose some of those things that you can do on a daily basis that you know is going to help your mental health and make you feel better afterwards. That you can also use in sort of a preventative way. These aren't just things that we use when we're already feeling down, but things that we do when we're feeling good as well, because we know it's going to help keep us feeling good. For example, my main one is going to the gym and weightlifting. I'm either going to the gym or going for a long walk every single day. And sometimes I'm getting up at 5 a.m. to do it. And in the moment, I don't really want to do that. But I do it because I know that the benefit that it has on my mental health is just unmatched. The way that I feel when I go to the gym versus if I don't is just so different, that in itself, knowing that it's going to make me feel so good mentally, just is all the motivation I could need to do it. So the next step is different ways that you can help regulate your nervous system and work through these emotions and just help bring your mind back to a peaceful place instead of being stuck in the kind of anxiety, only seeing things as negative place. And so some of those things, the 3 main ones that I've used are breathing exercises, tapping, and meditation. Meditation is something that I do every single day right when I wake up, even if you just do it for 10 minutes. What it's doing is training your mind to come back to itself. When your mind is out racing, thinking, oh, this is making me anxious, this is making me stressed out, you're focusing on your breathing and your body, and you're just pulling your mind back. It's like a muscle. It's like training a muscle at the gym. You're training your brain that you can be in control of your thoughts, and you can pull it back from all of those stressful negative things that it's out chasing. I find that meditation also helps me tune inward and connect with my body, which I really like to do first thing in the morning, to tune in and see how my body is really feeling. I go over these in depth in the workbook as well, but tapping is something that I use if there's like a heavy emotion or really negative belief that I can't seem to work through. It basically just stimulates different acupuncture points and can help calm the nervous system. I don't want to go too in depth on how to do that here. I can make a different video on how I've specifically used it if you like, but you can just Google YouTube videos like how to use EFT tapping and stuff like that. Maybe I'll link some down below as well. And there's a lot of good resources out there on how to do that. And then using breathing is just really great if you're finding yourself, in high anxiety and stress, if you're out in public and can't really do something else like tapping in that moment. Breathing is something you can do anywhere. And just a really simple basic one is just like the box breathing technique. So you would just breathe in for 4. I like to imagine like 4 sides of a box, hold it for 4, and then breathe out for 4. And it's just kind of bringing your mind, bringing your energy back to yourself and tuning back inwards. And I know it sounds so simple and can be annoying how much people talk about it and stuff like that, but that's because it really does help. It really does help calm your nervous system and get you out of that fight or flight state. So making mindful breathing, whether that's just through breathing techniques, through meditation, any of those a part of my daily practice has also been a really big thing in helping me overcome my depression. So step 7 is working through different numbing habits, which can be a really difficult one to tackle. So these are basically just the activities that we reach for when we're really anxious, really stressed, really sad. We're feeling an emotion that we don't want to feel. We just want to get rid of it. We reach for these numbing activities. So for me, it would be things like binge watching TV, binge eating, self-harm, alcohol, all that kind of stuff. So what I want you to do is write out the different numbing activities that you use, and then next to it write out a self-care activity that you could do in its place. For example, if I'm in a heightened state and something's triggered me and I'm like, oh, I just want to go and eat everything, so I'm shutting my brain off. Instead, I could stop, take 3 deep breaths, tune into that feeling, and then journal about it. Or if you're getting the urge that you just want to drink to not feel this, you could try turning on some music and dancing it out and just releasing the emotion through your body. And having different options for this can be really helpful too. In case one thing doesn't work, then you can try something else after that before going back to your numbing habit. And this is something that takes time. A lot of the times the first time you do it, you may still end up doing the numbing habit after, but it's really important to get in the habit of trying something else first. And even just becoming aware of the fact that you're feeling triggered by something and you're wanting to reach for those numbing habits is a success. Just having that awareness around it is a really, really big first step and is something that is really going to help as well. The next step is having intentions before you do an activity. I like to say an intention for the day when I first get up in the morning, something positive that just puts me in that mindset, and then also helps your brain start searching that out during the day. Like if you say that your intention for the day is to feel love and joyful and abundance, since you've put that in your brain, now your subconscious mind is going to be searching for it throughout the day, because our brain loves patterns. And so if you give it something to look for other than the negative things that it's often searching for when we're stuck in that tunnel of depression, then it's going to start searching out for those things during the day. And you can do this before you do any type of activity. If you're doing a self-care activity, say you're going for a walk, if you stop and say to yourself, okay, what is my intention for doing this self-care activity? Maybe you're feeling kind of stuck in your head and you want to feel more grounded. So you can say, my intention for going on this walk is to feel more grounded. And just setting that intention before you do the activity can help you be more in tune with your feelings and with your body and really help your mental health. Step 9 is gratitude. I know that this is like an annoyingly overused topic as well, but gratitude really does help switch your mindset. And when you're able to have gratitude for the things that you're going through, it can just help you see everything from such a different perspective. But if you can't see gratitude for the things that you're experiencing right now yet, that's okay. Just try and find gratitude for any little thing in your life, whether it's just the delicious cup of coffee that you're having this morning, or, you know, your best friends that you can talk to, or your favorite TV show that you get to watch, or the fact that you have a bed and a place to sleep. Anything that you can find gratitude for is going to help start switching your mindset from seeing the negative to seeing the positive. And step 10 is reaching out for help when you need it. There are a lot of really good resources available. There's some, online resources where you can just do text chats with like hotlines if you're needing help, or there's hotlines you can call, or just any friends or, family, loved ones, any people in your life that you could reach out to. I want you to make a list of all of the resources or people that are available to you that you could reach out to if you needed, and then stick it somewhere so that if you're ever in a state where you're having thoughts of suicide or something, or you're just feeling like you really need someone to reach out to, you can go look at that list and see all the people or resources that are available to you, and know that you have people and that you are not alone. And I myself have gone and checked myself into the hospital before because I was having really bad thoughts, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need extra help, and that is okay. It's all part of the journey of figuring this out, There's no shame in needing help. Step 11, and another really, really huge step, is your why. Every person has a deep motivation in them that fuels them and fuels their life. So what dreams and aspirations do you have that could keep you wanting to move forward? And then why do you want to achieve those dreams or those goals? So I want you to write out what your why statement is. And if you're feeling it, you could write it out in like a poster format, color it, make it look good, maybe do some cool collage online and print it off, and then stick it up somewhere so that you can look at it and you can see it and you can remember what your why is. Some examples of a why could be to be able to show up fully for my loved ones, to help others around the world live fulfilling lives, to be able to provide for my family, to be able to inspire others through art, to love myself completely so that I am able to impart this love onto others. Your why can be anything, really. Anything that feels inspiring and motivating and moving to you. How it feels to you is what's important. So I've already talked about this a little bit, but step 12 is having a really solid morning routine and your non-negotiables. And I know that routines work different for everyone. I'm someone who thrives really well off of a really strict routine, and figuring that out is also something that really helped my mental health. But maybe you're someone who doesn't thrive off of that. Maybe you like having different options for yourself, and then in the moment you can kind of choose what feels good to you. So also figure out what kind of routine best supports you and your mental health. But either way, figure out what your non-negotiables are. Figure out what the things are that you are going to do and that you need to do every single day in order to help your mental health. And then if you're someone who thrives off of routine, write out what that routine is going to look like and how you're going to do them. I like having a morning routine because waking up and starting off doing those things just puts me in such a good mindset for the rest of the day. But if you're not someone who thrives off of routine, then you can just have your list of the things that you're going to do and then wake up and kind of feel which one feels best that you should do in the moment. So step 13 is something that I've been doing a lot in the career side of my life to help me kind of manifest my career, but it also is really important in your mental health. And it's just thinking about, who do I want to be? In order to become the version of ourselves that we want to be, the version of ourselves that is happy and healthy and has great mental health, and in order to live that life, we need to figure out who they actually are. So how would they act? What would they do on a daily basis? How would they speak about themselves, and how would they speak about others? How would they dress? How would they enter a room? What kind of activities do they do? And remember that you already are this person. This person already lives inside of you. You're just bringing them out of you, and you're just making it clear which version of yourself it is that you want to be. So after you've figured all of that out, I want you to write out I am statements of the version of yourself that you want to be. And when you write it, really feel it in your body. Don't just write the words, but really feel yourself embodying that person. So it could be like, I am worthy, I am enough, I am strong, I am powerful, I am gracious, I am kind, I am great at communicating, I am an amazing friend, I am a great listener, I am always on time, I am gentle and I am soft, I am successful and I am abundant in money and career opportunities. Anything that feels good to you and that feels like you're bringing out the version of you that is living your dream life and living in your dream mental state. And step number 14 is just to thank yourself. One thing I found really powerful was writing a letter to myself, thanking myself for everything that I've done and everything that I do on a daily basis, thanking myself for getting myself to this moment in life, even if I had to use, numbing habits and not the best outlets to get here. I was doing those things to protect myself. And so I'm thanking myself for that and telling myself how proud I am that I've made it to this moment, and thanking myself for how am I going to take care of myself moving forward. Only you truly know what it's like to be you, and only you truly know all that you have gone through and all that you've had to do. So be your biggest supporter and tell yourself how proud of you you are. So those are all the steps that I have for you today. And I just want to tell you that I am so proud of you for coming here, for watching this video, for taking the initiative, for wanting to help yourself. And I just want you to know that things can get better. It doesn't always have to feel this dark and this heavy. I know it can feel tiring and it does take some work, but things can get better. You are capable of creating that for yourself. And you are the only one that can do that for yourself. And you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to be living your best life. And I really hope that some of these help you see that and help you get that, because you are so amazing and you are so worthy. I love you so much. If you have any questions or you want clarity or any other videos on any specific topics, please let me know down below. I love you. Bye.